What's good, Colorado? We coming to you live and direct. Welcome to the show. Real talk with the sports heads. You got two big sports heads right now. My name's Stephen Mathews. It's my man Earl Grant. And we're coming with you with a fresh perspective on sports. We know sports is very important in everyday life for a lot of people. And we just want to bring y'all some fresh perspectives, unique ideas, and just all around real conversation. You know what I'm saying?
And hey, how you doing? I'm Earl Grant. How's it going, sports fans out there? Once again, this is Real Talk with the Sports Heads, Earl and Steve. We will be just giving you sports from the national scene, then we go to the local scene. We have a segment where we toss around issues called Take Your Stance. Also, you can find me at, my Twitter handle is at the Earl Grant.
Mine is at Blade the King.
All right, so let's open it up with our first segment here, which is called the National Spotlight. And Steve will give you a little introduction on how this segment will take place.
Man, playoffs. We're talking NBA playoffs with you guys today. That's the hottest thing going in sports right now. It's all over the place. Sorry, local fans. I know our Nuggets are on the fritz right now. They're fishing as we speak. But we got four blazing matchups. All right now are tied 1-1 apiece.
Deadlock.
And we're just going to come at you and kind of discuss each one of them in depth a little bit and give you a couple ideas of what we think. So we got Bulls, Heat. We're going to start off with. By the way, as some of y'all may know, I'm a Bulls homer to the fullest. Bulls all day. But right now, man, I'm just thinking we got the Bulls, Heat, 1-1.
Good series.
Somehow, some way, we shocked the world and took that game one. I just want to see how you feel about it. Game two was a lot different, so what's your thoughts?
Well, you know, in game one, it was kind of a wrap-up of the regular season, but transferring that into the playoffs. And what I mean is the Bulls have dealt with a number of injuries, you know, whether it was the MVP Derrick Rose missing the whole season, the whole Richard Hamilton situation, he never got healthy. Taj Gibson hasn't been healthy the whole season. Luol Deng, I mean, he's so much of a warrior right now, but he can't get back on the court. Kirk Hinrich has been hurt, but the spirit of the Bulls played its way into the postseason. They got the Brooklyn Nets out of the playoffs, and they somehow in Miami, they just went down there and played with a lot of heart and determination, and they pulled out in game one.
Nate Robinson.
Game two was a lot different. You know, LeBron and company, they came out there focused and determined to try to get the ship, you know, back on the course that they wanted it to do. Now we're going to move the series back to Chicago. I just want to know from you, Steve, what are you looking forward to in this series, and what element of the game do you think will ultimately determine how well the Bulls try to dethrone the reigning NBA champs?
Realistically, I don't know if there's any dethroning them.
Okay.
It'll just be about how they play them from the game to game. I mean, game two, we saw a lot. Early, LeBron came out way more aggressive than game one. You could tell game one, he had got his trophy. He kind of was going to sit back and facilitate, let his players try to get involved. And, you know, you just got a sleepy Heat team. You know, they had been off for a week and a half. You know, they probably out there partying it up.
Getting it in South Beach style.
Sipping it South Beach style for sure. The way I'm looking at it at this point is the Bulls just have to get healthy somehow, some way. You got to get Luol Deng back. You got to get Kurt Hinrich back to try to stop what the Heat want to do perimeter-wise. You've seen Ray Allen, game two, come out and have a huge game. He led them in scoring. You got Norris Cole, 4 for 4 from the line. He ended up with 19 points. He was getting to the line a lot. And that's my thing with the Bulls. You can't put the Heat at the line early in the game. You will not beat these guys. You just won't do it. It's just not going to happen. So somehow, some way, the Bulls got to find a way to get Luol Deng involved. Jimmy Butler has played huge. He was playing 40. He's a marathon man right now. He's been playing 48 minutes the first two games, or the first game, and then along with the Nets game. And then he got in foul trouble early game two. So the Bulls just got to find a way. Thibodeau's coaching these boys up real good, but they got to find a way to get some guys healthy. They may have to play. Rip may have to get some go this go. What's your thoughts?
Well, you know, at this point, I think that the Heat, I obviously believe the Heat are going to win the series.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, you know, the Bulls to me is in the Eastern Conference, outside of Miami, they're the one team that I don't want to play because they show up and they bring it every night.
Yeah.
They defend the heck out of the ball. And, you know, when you have a team that can defend, and I really think that Tom Thibodeau is a top 3 coach right now. He does the most with the least, especially with Rose out. So I'm just looking forward to see, you know, really it's more about the Heat right now. I want to see if the Heat can get this series done and move on to the third round without overexerting themselves.
Definitely, that's big time
in this series.
We gotta get a surprise appearance from Rose.
You know what? I think right now, you know, I love the way Derrick Rose plays. And, you know, we've heard different timetables from different doctors and different opinions say that, you know, Rose should be back out there right now. I really think it's all in his head right now. You know, I think he could use a visit to Dr. Phil, you know, to really get his mental back to where it needs to be, because they need something from him right now. And you got guys, you know, Luau's been putting it on the line, Noah's been putting it on the line, Heinrich's been putting it on the line, Gibson's been putting it on the line. I think as a former MVP, it's time for Rose to step up and get out there and see what he can do. Because if they're gonna move on to, you know, the Eastern Conference Finals, they're gonna need his abilities.
Most definitely, man. You know, I mean, you've seen in other series, you see David Lee come back in Golden State, play limp out there for a couple minutes, but it's just a morale thing. And I feel like at this point, as a Bulls fan, I'd like to see Rose give it a shot. I mean, he doesn't have anything to lose at this point. If playing a couple minutes a game to give it a go. I mean, he's been practicing full strength. It's time. I think it's time, but I don't think I think we're gonna see. So moving on. Speaking of, you spoke about the Heat making it to the third round, so we're going to look at their potential opponent one way or the other. We got the Knicks versus the Pacers, also another one-to-one series right now. They're somewhat all over the place. I mean, it's kind of...
this series is a mess.
This is a series we're looking at probably going to 7. I mean, Nuggets fans, I know we know about that man, Carmelo Anthony, 3 to the dome. We know about all that. We remember those days. Right now, I feel like the Knicks are relying heavily on him.
Mellow, true.
The Pacers came out another game. The lower seed came out, got game 1. The Pacers came out, snuck them game 1. Knicks closed them out convincingly game 2. What do you think the series is going?
You know, I'm going to stick with my bold prediction that the Pacers will find a way to win this series. And in my opinion, it's not as so much about the Pacers winning the series. I like to call them the New York Tricks, because they trick off a lot of games, man. And I really think that, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And, they have a pretty broad sword to swing with the broad shoulders of Carmelo Anthony. However, I feel like that they rely a little bit too much on Carmelo to score. That being said, they need Carmelo to score efficiently, okay? When Carmelo can't shoot 30 shots or 25 to 30 shots to get his points, when he is struggling to score efficiently, it takes away from the role players, the Kenyon Martins, Prigiano. It takes away from these guys becoming involved in the offense. When Carmelo scores efficiently, it opens up the driving lanes for Raymond Felton to do his thing, and the Knicks become a complete team. On the other hand, with the Indiana Pacers, Paul George is wearing those big boy shoes real good right now. However, I really believe that Roy Hibbert and David West, they have to score on the inside. If they're not going to score and dominate the paint, then they lose an advantage. And when they lose that advantage, once again, the New York Knicks have the advantage. Blade, what's going on with your boy J.R. Smith right now, man?
Man, 12 for 42.
Whoa.
2 games.
Okay.
That is atrocious. This series is just, it's hard to speak about right now, because me being from Denver, we've watched Melo playoff after playoff after playoff, gets bounced early. He's right now, this is rare territory for him. He's only been to the second round. We're upset. I'm going to take Indiana to somehow, some way come out of this. I wouldn't be surprised if they split in Indiana, but somehow, some way, Indiana's going to find a way to win this series.
I'm on that train, too. Like I said, I just think that I really agree with you about, I don't know why you would bring Stoudemire back at this point. You would really deter the whole playoff rotation that you've built up at this time. And once again, Knicks, throw Kmart a bone. Throw that dog a bone. Because when you throw that dog a bone, he intimidates in the paint. He's following up misses, and he's really giving you, from an athleticism standpoint, something that's going to be hard for the Pacers to counteract. Now we are going to take it on out to the Western Conference, and we will talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Memphis Grizzlies.
Digging this series.
Basketball fans, I don't understand how you can't appreciate the series. The series is deadlocked at 1 game apiece. Memphis gave a game away in game 1. They came back in game 2. They played 4 solid quarters. Steve, where do you think this series is headed?
Man, it's headed down the drain for Oklahoma City. Sorry, KD fans. I know he's great. Not nice. The tarantula, all that stuff being said. He doesn't have enough help around him right now with Westbrook going down. And a lot of people saw this series. If you know anything about basketball, people kind of were looking forward to this series happening in the second round. Kevin Durant, man, he's got to have some help. You got game 1, you get a huge game, 17-9 from Reggie Jackson, Colorado native. He's from the Springs.
Big numbers.
He put up big numbers out here. You got old fish.
Okay.
Somehow, some way, Derek Fisher finds a way to score 11, 12, 13 points the first game. And it showed again, even though KD dropped his 35 and 15, he needed that help. It was like having Westbrook out there. Game 2, however, those guys went away. Memphis is going to find a way to bottle you up perimeter-wise. They're going to make you have to go down to the paint, which you don't want to do because you got a thug.
You got a grown man down there.
Thug down there in Zach Randolph, Zebo, as some of them know him. He's just absolutely a beast. He's a beast, man. What you think?
You know what? I call Westbrook the landlord, okay? Because when the rent is due, he's putting pressure on you, and he is down your neck. He is about that business. And in my eyes, it's not really about the production that you miss from Westbrook. It is the way that he can put pressure on the defense, whether it's in the half court, pick and pop, pulling up from 15 to 17 feet. And we know in the open court, he's just a Tasmanian devil. When you take him out of the game, all of a sudden we have, Kevin Durant is interchanging his Scottie Pippen and playing the point forward. And I think this is speaking to the greatness of KD. He's more than just a shooter. He can facilitate, but when he's playing in the half court, it's not the same team. And one thing that we know about Memphis, they can put on the hard hat, they can grab their lunch pail, and they will defend until the end.
They're going to the Grindhouse. I love that stadium name.
Great name. Great name by the name Memphis.
Grindhouse, Memphis.
Great name.
Zach Randolph, I think you got to look at him as maybe the best power forward in the league.
He said it.
I said it. I think right now, man, I like Serge Ibaka, but he's dealing with a handful, dude. Mark Gasol. This is Pau Gasol's little brother. He ain't
the little brother no more.
He's not at all. He's top 2 centers in my book. I'm looking at Memphis to win both of them, and they're winning 6. I think OKC will get a game when they go back to OKC, and after that it's a wrap. I think we're gonna get to see some good ball. Memphis in the Western Conference Finals. Who would have thought that after they traded their supposed superstar in Rudy Gay, overpaid, overrated. And so then that leads us to a series that I know Nuggets fans are kind of gritting their teeth about, wishing they were there. Golden State, San Antonio, Steph Curry. That's a bad boy.
He's moving up. Steph Curry is moving up that ladder right now.
Ladies, he's more than just light skin and green eyes.
the kid can ball. And, before we get into it, I do want to say this, man. I didn't know that this kid's handle was this serious.
Oh, he must have been practicing that in the offseason, bro, because I don't remember him having that like that beforehand.
And he's got the little left hand and right hand, one hand dish going off, you know what I mean? Serving these dimes up. I mean, this kid can ball
out of control. He's right now, I'd say even more so than LeBron or anybody. This guy's the MVP of the playoffs as of now. This is another series we're looking at. Should be 2-0, man. It's 1-1. I'm looking at it as these guys. It was 114, or what was it? 10. It was 103, 102, or something like that to 88 with a couple minutes left in the game.
They ran him out the gym. They ran him to the Riverwalk
and
down
then
there.